Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ Bhāgavata-sevayā Bhagavati Uttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajeshatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Va Kalpita Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartho Maha Śrī Caitanya-Mahāprabhu Matamidam Tatradharana Para Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Mate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna Karina Mataji Mohimati Mataji Ramaya Pran Prabhu and Shri Mataji, thank you so much for taking out your most valuable time to study Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam together. So we are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Canto 10, and somehow I didn't realize that we had completed chapter 29 in the last reading. Although I was going back and trying to search for recordings, but somehow maybe I missed. But thanks to Democracy Mataji, who helped me to understand that we had completed chapter 29 in the last sessions. It was about a year back. Time flies so fast. Nonetheless, Bhagavatam is like a sugar candy or like a sugar doll. So everywhere, every page, every verse, every canto, every chapter is nectarian and sweet. So since we have completed chapter 29 today, we will begin from chapter 30 onwards, which is entitled The Gopis Search for Kṛṣṇa. Summary. This is the chapter summary. Karina, you want to read the summary?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dharam. I'll go to Srila Prabhupada. Chapter 30, The Gopis Search for Krishna. This chapter describes how the Gopis, tormented through the long night by separation from Krishna, wandered like mad women from forest to forest in search of him. When Sri Krishna suddenly disappeared from the arena of the Rasa dance, the Gopis, their mind fully absorbed in thoughts of him, began looking for him in the various forests. From all the moving and non-moving creatures, they asked for news of Krishna's whereabouts. Finally, they became so distraught that they began imitating his pastimes. Later, while wandering in a corner of the forest, the Gopis saw Krishna's footprints, which appeared mixed with Srimati Radharani's. Seeing these footprints perturbed by them greatly, and they declared that surely Srimati Radharani must have worshipped Krishna with unusual excellence, since she had been privileged to associate with him in seclusion. Further along the path, the Gopis came to a place where they could no longer see Srimati Radharani's footprints. They concluded that Krishna must have taken Radharani onto his shoulders. In another place, they noticed that Krishna's footprints were showing only the toes, and thus the Gopis concluded he had been picking flowers with which to decorate his beloved. In yet another spot, the gopis saw signs that led them to imagine that Sri Krishna had been tying the locks of Srimati Radharani's hair. All these thoughts brought pain to the gopis' minds. Because of the special attention she received from Krishna, Sri Radha began to consider herself as the most fortunate of women. She told him that she could walk no further and that he would have to carry her on his shoulders. But just then Lord Krishna disappeared from her sight. Srimati Radharani, extremely troubled, then began looking everywhere for him, and when she finally met her gopi girlfriends, she related to them what happened. All the gopis then went out to look for Krishna in the forest, going as far as the moonlight reached. But in the end they were unsuccessful. So they went back to the shore of the Yamuna and simply sang Krishna's glories in utter helplessness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for reading this summary. As the chapter is entitled, this whole chapter is basically intense separation, which a pure devotee feels, and that's actually the mood of our entire Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, searching for Krishna. Krishna, when will that day come? Hmm? I've heard this bhajan, Kabe, Habe, Ye Dena. Habe, Habe, Bolo, Se Din Amar, right? When will that day come? Hmm? I'm just pulling up that bhajan real quick by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is also called as the seventh Goswami. Kabe Habe Bolo Sedin Amar, Aparada Guchi, Shuddha Nama Ruchi, Kripa Bole Habe Hridaya Sanchar. Right? When will that day come? Oh, when will that day be mine? When will you give me your blessings? Erase all my offenses and give my heart a taste, Ruchi, for chanting the holy name. This is a mood of our acharyas and the gopis. They're not, they're not thinking, oh yes, I am pure, oh I am free of all offenses, oh I am the most right candidate to see you, oh I am already chanting pure names. So this chapter is about Krishna, about the gopis searching for the supreme, their supreme lover, supreme master, supreme everything, supreme friend. And as we know, the Madhurya Rasa includes the other rasa like Shantya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Rasya, etc. So, without further delay, let's begin from text 1, chapter 30, canto 10. Shri Shuka Uvacha Antarhite Bhagavati Sahasaiva Vrajanganaha Atpyam Achakshanaha Atpyam Achakshanaha Karinya Iva Yuthapam Karinya Iva Yuthapam. Translation, there's no purport here. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shukdev Goswami said, when Lord Sri Krishna disappeared so suddenly, the gopis felt great sorrow at losing sight of him, like a group of female elephants have lost their mate. So it might be good to quickly, we have already read the summary of chapter, the previous chapter, right? But we'll quickly read the summary or just the last so that the context is clear. So Krishna and the gopis meet for the rasa dance, and all the gopis came, and then we read this. Krishna asked them, hey, why have you come, right? It's not good for you. They left their everything, right? Some of them were cooking, some of them were busy with the children, but they left everything. Sarva dharman parityajya. Interestingly, I was, noting which are the most often quoted verse by Srila Prabhupada. This is the after the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Prabhupada quoted this verse the most number of times, almost 1400 times in his letters, conversations, etc. So we can imagine this verse, 18.66, is so important. And the gopis are the classic example who are showing that when Krishna called them, they left their everything and just came. They left their, social customs, husbands, in-laws, everything. And finally, then Krishna says, "Hey, why have you come?" Right? You should do your social duty, right? Hmm. So, and they wanted to be with Krishna, and Krishna wanted to be with them, but Krishna is kind of playing, trying to enhance the rasa. Hmm. So finally, Krishna comes. Oh, sorry, the gopis come after hearing, and as soon finally he humbled them by suddenly disappearing. So that was the context. Hmm. When this show of attention made them a little proud, right? Krishna sensed, oh, they're a little bit proud, oh, they are very special. Then Krishna suddenly disappeared from the arena. Hmm. That Krishna, because Krishna does not like to see pride in the heart of his devotees. The classic example, Indra. So now this is the chapter, sorry, this one we just read, and here is the continuation from the last chapter. Krishna suddenly disappeared, right? Just imagine you are meeting your dear someone, friend, brother, mother, sister, anyone who is very dear to you, husband, wife, and suddenly you meet after a long time, and within a couple of minutes they're gone, like, right? Without telling anything. How would you feel, right? You'll it will it's like it will put more fuel in the fire of separation, right? You might be thinking, oh, better I would have not met only, right? Because like meeting for a moment and then going back is like more painful or more intense, right? So trying to capture the mood, which we can't actually do through our head, but maybe we can get some glimpse, right? So Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur mentions that the gopis' madness in separation, right? One has to become mad for Krishna, right? Right now, most of us, I'm talking about myself, and most of the materialistic people, they're mad for matter or material energy, right? Which comes in the form of money, sense gratification, name, fame, right? What are people mad after in this world, right? Opposite sex, hmm, or money, right? Position, right? Followers. It is said that there are four types of blind people. Nevam pashyati janmandha, kamandha eva na pashyati, arthi dosham na pashyati, madon matta na pashyati. That means, nevam pashyati janmandha, one who is blind from birth, can't see, like Dhritarashtra, because of the past karma. Kam andha, काम से जो अंधा हो जाता है, like meaning this is blinded by lust. Anyone knows the story? Someone was so blinded by lust he could not see what is what. You know any story from the scriptures? Classic story comes. Many classic story comes that lust blinds. The opposite sex blinds us to see the truth. Bilamangal Thakur, classic example, right? Bilamangal Thakur, his name was Silhana Mishra. It was his father's, he was so attached to that prostitute Chintamani that she was on the second floor. It was a dark night and heavily raining. His father had passed away. He ignored, like when someone passes, especially like a dear one, like a father, they're supposed to do some rituals and, for many, many days. He didn't bother to do all that. Cremate his father's body, the responsibility of the children. He was so attached to that lady. It was dark night, raining. There was no boatman also to cross the river to get to that lady's house. He somehow jumped into the river and found a log of wood and somehow kind of swam and, like got to the other side. Later, it was his father's body, dead body. So much attached to, the pleasure of opposite sex. His father's body thought as a log of wood. He finally, from the jungles and, walked, got to that and got to her place. She was up and on the second floor. And then how will he get there? So from the back balcony area, there was this rope hanging, and then somehow he grabbed the rope and went up. Oh my God, it was not a rope, it was a snake, deadly snake. But lust blinds us. So then later, that Silhana Mishra becomes the great Bilamangal Thakur. It's a long story. So blinded by lust, kamanda, arthi dosham na pashyati. Blinded by money, right? So many people are so hungry for money, they don't see anything wrong, even, by hook or crook, even by killing others, opening slaughterhouses, opening casinos, opening things which are against the regulative principles. I want money because money is dearer than honey. Unfortunately, what happens, right? We only attract more problems, right? So, and then Madon Mattalamash, one could be so blinded by the pride one could not see. One could be so blind by pride one could not see the good in others, like the Jodhana. One could not see what is what. His well-wishers, his elder brother Yudhishthira, he did not see good in him. Who was a true well-wisher. His uncle Vidura, he did not see good in him. Because how can anyone be good than me? Because I'm the best. I know it better than everyone. It said if we are the smartest person in the room, then we are in the wrong room. So long story short, one should be careful. But here we are not talking about blinded or mad, like youthapam, like a mad elephant. When we talk about madness, the elephant example is classic because a mad elephant can cause a lot of havoc, right? So here, their madness is actually spiritual madness. Like one should become mad in love with Krishna. That no matter what, I'll not give up Krishna. To hell with the world, right? World will say you are crazy. Okay. Either Prabhupada said, either we become crazy for bhakti or Krishna or we'll become crazy for Maya. Choice is ours. We have to become crazy. And how will we become crazy? When others start calling us madman. As gopis are being called here as mad women. So Others, as per social customs, often devotees are anyways called as crazy. Why? Because they invest their time, energy in not silly things. Actually, they are not the crazy, they are the most smartest because they know that this is the only thing which is going to give them the maximum return, eternal returns. The things of this world will give only temporary returns. But therefore, why to run after those which will anyways perish after some time? Why don't I run after someone and who's my eternal well-wisher? That is Krishna. So I'll become mad in love with Krishna. Or try to by following in the footsteps. Hmm. So this is the context here that gopis are filled with the pain like the female elephants losing the company of their lover, the male elephant. Hmm. So we have an opposite problem. We feel pain when we lose material things. I'm talking about myself. Let's say if I lose my job, I'll feel pain. Oh, alas, alas, hi, why I lost my job, right? When will we feel pain, right? Will we feel pain more by losing material things, or will we feel pain more by losing bhakti? That's a sign of a devotee. We can see for ourselves. People always complain, oh, job is not going good, or job is hectic, or visa is not working out, and green card is not working out, or this and that. But for a devotee, anyways, these things are, temporary, as if like those who have green card are the most happiest, as those are the citizenship as the more happiest. No, real happiness is going to come for Krishna. The more we read, the more we try to follow, and then we will feel the pain if one day we are not able to chant properly. We'll feel, oh my God, today was such a bad day. I was not able to remember Krishna properly. Today I was not able to read Bhagavad Gita. Alas, such misfortune. Today I was not able to properly remember my spiritual master. Alas, such a misfortune. Today I didn't get chance to serve my deities. Alas, today I didn't get any opportunity to properly think of Vaishnavas. That's the real misfortune. Any thoughts, comments here in this first verse?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, dear devotees, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Yes, Prabhuji, I understand that real separation is not from material things, but from our service to our Guru, service to devotees, service to when we can do these things, which I do feel at times, like with my heart issues, when I can't wake up in the morning like I normally would like to, or when I can't worship the deities or finish my wrongs in a timely manner. These are the things that really bothers me a whole lot. And, I really sincerely beg the Lord so I can accomplish these things. But this is so right in this chapter that before this, I used to think that the most important thing was the material inclination, but now because of some mercy from the Lord, we are getting a little bit of realization as to what is the right thing to do, what is wrong, how we should, what is the real um, problem when we miss on doing what is right. And I'm seeing that with the gopis. They had a little pride, which as human being we have a lot. Then we have bring down to the point. Somehow we are going to the point where we have to understand what is the right thing and what is the wrong thing to do, as far as bhakti is concerned. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Very
Thank you.
well. Thank you. Thank you for your thoughtful reflections. So we'll move on to the next verse. Would someone like to read this verse? Sure, Mataji, you want to try?
Sure, Prabhuji.
Please.
But there might be some background noise. गत्यानुरागस्मितविभ्रमिष्टितैर् मनोरमालापविहारविभ्रमैः आक्षेपचित्ताः प्रमदा रमापते तथास्तथा विचेष्टा जगृहुस्तदात्मिकाः. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As the cowherd women remembered Lord Krishna, their hearts were overwhelmed by his movements and loving smiles, his playful glances and enchanting talks, and by the many other pastimes he would enjoy with them. Thus, absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, the Lord of Rama, the Gopis began acting out his various transcendental pastimes. Purport by Sri Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes the following charming exchange between Krishna and the Gopis. Krishna said to a Gopi, "My dear land lily, are you going to offer your honey to this very thirsty honeybee or not?" The Gopi replied, "My dear bee, the husband of the lilies is the sun, not the bee. So why are you claiming that my honey belongs to you? But my dear lily, the very nature of your lily is that you don't give your honey to your husband, the sun, but rather to your paramour, the bee." The Gopi, defeated by the words of Krishna, laughed and then gave him her lips as honey to drink. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti also describes the following conversation. Krishna said to a Gopi, I can understand as you approached this nipa tree standing there, you were bitten by an audacious snake. Its venom has already reached your chest. But since you are a responsible maiden, you haven't asked me to cure you. Still I've come, being merciful by nature. Now while I massage your body, with my hands, I will chant a mantra to counteract the serpent's poison. The Gopi said, "But my dear snake charmer, no snake has bitten me. Go massage the body of some girl who actually has suffered a snake bite. Come now, my dear respectable girl, from your trembling voice, I can tell that you are experiencing a feverish reaction to poisoning. Knowing this, if I don't take care of you, I will be guilty of killing an innocent woman. So let me treat you." With this, Krishna applied his fingernails to the Gopi's chest. Back to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very cool. Thank you, Mataji, for reading this second verse. And as we see in this verse, primarily, now Krishna is out of sight, right? As we just read in the previous verse, using the word pashyantaha or akchakshanaha, they're not seeing Krishna. But not seeing Krishna, but as we have heard so many times, that remembering Krishna, right? Wherever Krishna is, machitta, sorry, the devotees, Krishna told this in the last chapter also, that remembering my pastimes is equivalent to having my darshan, right? You remember this? We have discussed, or we talk about this also. Yad gayanti mad bhakta tatra tisthami narada. So gopis are like, one gopi is acting like Krishna, and one gopi is acting like a gopi, right? And they're doing these wonderful pastimes, which Krishna would do, and now they are trying to put some, trying to fill that vacuum of separation by acting like him, right? Don't we humans also try to do that when we are missing? Let's say you might be missing your grandmother or mother or grandfather or anyone. Don't we remember, oh, my grandfather used to tell me this, oh, my grandmother was doing this, oh, or anyone, my mother was like this, she taught me this. So by thinking about that person, they may not be physically present, we're able to feel that presence, is it not? So even thinking about Krishna in our lives consciously, we'll be able to feel his presence more in our lives, right? And I'm sure you may have experienced it sometimes. The moment we are a little bit low and we try to think of Krishna's mercy, or any time, sukha, dukkha, anytime we remember Krishna, we feel solace, we feel happiness, we feel joy, we feel complete, because Krishna is the source of all joy. Krishna is the master of all masters. Krishna is the best friends of all friends. Krishna is the best husband, best mother, best father, best anyone and everyone. So he's never away from his devotees. Same with Srila Prabhupada. Pure devotees are never away from those who remember them. If we remember Prabhupada, if we remember spiritual master, we'll feel their presence in our lives. Not just metaphorically, but actually. So, my dear friends, the whole idea here is, as a sadhaka, that we also try to remember Krishna, and thereby we'll be able to feel his presence in our lives. And the vacuum of separation we can try to fill that. And that will increase our longing more to unite with Krishna. Any other thoughts, comments in the text too? Anyone has? We'll jump to text 3. Yes. Anyone would like to read? My Pran Prabhu and family, anyone?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam. I will attempt to read. Gati Srimata Prakshena Dhasana Deshu Priya Priyasa Patirudha Murtahayaha Asavaham Tive Iti Avalashtad Atmika Nayavidishu Krishna Vihara Vibhura Mahaha. Translation: His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Because the beloved gopis were absorbed in thoughts of their beloved Krishna, their bodies imitated his way of moving and smiling, his way of beholding them, his speech, and his other distinctive features. Deeply immersed in thinking of him and maddened by remembering his pastimes, they declared to one another, I am Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Spontaneously, the gopis began moving like Krishna. They smiled as he would smile, glanced boldly as he would, and spoke as he would. The gopis were completely absorbed in his existence, in the existence of Krishna, and mad with the love at their sudden separation from him, and thus their dedication to him attained absolute perfection. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, back to you.
Hare Krishna.
Very well, thank you so much. So, this is transcendental madness. And and playful also, right? They're acting like Krishna, they're thinking like Krishna, they're thinking of Krishna, they're thinking of all the pastimes and all the moods and all the, previous experiences, etc. They have lost the sense of distinction, as Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is explaining, right? Asva aham, asva aham. The word used here is asva aham. So I am that. But it is not like what the Mayavadis also say, so hum, kind of this. Oh, I am that, right? So it's a little bit different. We are the Mayavadis think that, oh, I will become Krishna. This is not that kind of understanding. This is a much higher level and a much more esoteric and deep understanding, and a very playful also, right? When the Mayavadis they say, oh, you will become one like Krishna, Soham, or Asauham, that one becomes like Krishna or like God. They don't say Krishna as God, they say like Narayana. But that's not the point here. The point here is that they had attained a unique state of madness, unmada or vibhramaha, in which they identified completely with Krishna in his pastimes. They did not adopt the mood of the aha nagraha upasana, thinking oneself one with the Supreme, as established by the words Priya Priyasya. None of the gopis were conscious that they were all women of Raja. Priya Priyasya. They were fully absorbed in the mood of their beloved. So it's a very highly elevated transcendental state. In a playful mood, they got this state. Gayantya uchcheramum eva samhata. Gayanta uchcheramum eva Gayan uchcheramum samhata. Vichikyurunmatavadvanadavanam paprachurrakshavad antaram bahi bhuteshu santam purusham vanaspatin. Singing loudly of Krishna, they searched for him throughout the Vrindavan forest like a band of mad women. They even asked the trees about him, who as the super soul is present inside and outside of all created things, just like the sky. Lost in the madness of love of Krishna, the gopis inquired about him from even the trees in Vrindavan. Of course, there is no actual separation from Lord Krishna, since he is the all-pervading super soul. Hare Krishna. So, Shukadeva Goswami is really helping all the readers to give the understanding of the kind of mood of separation which the gopis were feeling. As if their life has been taken away, right? How will we feel when someone tries to take our life away, our prana? Krishna is Pranath, right? And Krishna is away now. So the mood of separation, we may theoretically read, but it's very hard to even imagine a tiny iota of the mood, what they were actually feeling. Krishna is the life and soul of the devotees, and devotees are the life and soul of the Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Krishna cannot live without a moment without his devotees, and devotees, pure devotees, cannot live a moment without him. And that Krishna, after union, now is away. So as if like their life, their life is gone. Like how Mother Yashoda would faint when Krishna caught, when Kaliya caught Krishna in his grips. His life, Krishna is Yashoda Nandana. She would faint. Because Krishna is the life of Yashoda. So Krishna is the life of the gopis too. Now they're asking, oh, the dear tree, have you seen Krishna? Right? Oh, vanat vanam. They're going to one tree, another tree, and prapucha, prapachuhu, paprachu. They're asking, oh, the sky. You must have seen Krishna. Antaram, Bahi, right? That Krishna is present as the super soul, right? In the Bhagavad Gita, sarvasya chaham hridisannivishto, right? Andantarastha paraman chayantarastham. That Krishna, Ishvara sarvabhutanam hriddesha arjuna tishtati, is present in the heart of everyone as Paramatma. So you must have seen. Please tell us about him. Where is he? Now, even Lord Ram, I'm thinking, when Mother Sita was captured by the evil Ravana, he was also asking, oh, the tree, have you seen? Oh, the leaves, you must have seen. Oh, the bhumi, you must have seen. Oh, the directions, you must have seen. Right? Have you seen my Sita? So now the gopis are basically expansion of Sri Radha or Sita. Right? Now the Sita, now this is so beautiful, isn't it? Now the Radha Rani is looking after Krishna, or the gopis, or expansions of Radha or Sita, are looking after their Rama. Right? So beautiful. So they're asking all the directions, right? You must have, please tell us, right? So this is the mood that a pure devotee, in short, is always searching for Krishna. There are 4 types of hearers. I was listening this class. The best, amongst the best, is the Chataka bird. The Chataka bird wants nothing but the fresh rainwater. He'll not compromise for anything but the fresh rainwater. Only that. So the gopis are often compared to the Chataka. They don't want anything but Krishna. So pure devotee wants nothing but Krishna. Nothing of this world can give joy to a pure devotee. Why? Because that joy is only giving to the material senses. The best of the food, what joy it will bring. The best of the opposite, attraction, opposite sex attraction, the best of the cars, the best of the houses, the best of the vacations, the best of video games, the best of whatnot. Meeting with an actress, actor, Hollywood, Bollywood, football, star, whatever, won't give any satisfaction because they're only looking for Krishna. And with Krishna, even the simple holy name, which is not different from Krishna, gives them the utmost joy. And then the classic story of that Chintamani jewel, right? Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they were chanting the holy names, which is not different from Krishna, asking, give me the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of such tongues so I can chant. Let's say someone has a good job, which There's no like always wanting. Always say, oh, give me hundreds of these jobs so I can earn 100 times more, right? Or if someone has a good business, oh, let my business expand in hundreds of cities, right? Or if someone has a good like pair of clothes or a good car, they'll say, oh, wish I get hundreds of these cars, right? That's what people in this world may want. But pure devotees, they want hundreds of tongues, hundreds of ears, so they can relish the nectar which they get from chanting the word Krishna, Rama, Hare. So we can experience this. This section is basically about the mood of the gopis, the separation, and trying to meditate on that mood, trying to ask Krishna, trying to look for Krishna, look within and look without, internally and externally. Any thoughts, any comments so far in this few verses we have read till text 4 today? Anyone has a thought, comment, question?
Hare Krishna, Guruji. I just wanted to say that I thought it was like really funny how the gopis started thinking that they were Lord Krishna. Like I thought it was like really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny and sweet and at the same time very, very elevated state, right? Very, very elevated, which we can't even imagine. Mm. They're mad, right? They are mad women, mad in love with Krishna. Mm. They are in a very transcendental state, like kind of like Avaduta. Not literally, Avaduta, Brahmana story. They don't care. Carefree. What the world will say. Okay, we care about Krishna, right? The world will say anyway so many things. Oh, is this the time to do bhakti? To an 8-year-old, they'll say, hey, is this the time to do bhakti? To an 80-year-old, oh, is this the time to do? You should have done it. To a 40-year-old, is this the time to do? Right? What is the time to do bhakti? Right? The world will keep saying, we have to hear Guru Sadhu Shastra. What do they say? I heard a beautiful, I was hearing a class today. We have to align ourselves with, we have to synergize with not the beliefs of this material world, but we have to synergize ourselves with the beliefs or with the words of the Shastra or Krishna or Guru. Those are eternal, timeless treasures. Like today, something could be in fashion. Tomorrow, something else could be in fashion, right? Today, everyone has this, like, as Prahlad Maharaj says, punash punash charvati charvatanam. Today, someone is liking this kind of chair or umbrella, right? But this will change. Like people say, oh, those who are awake in the midnight, they are the real, adventurous, creative people. And if we try to align or synergize with those beliefs, then tomorrow those beliefs will change, right? What does Shastra say? What do Guru Sadhu Shastra say? The Brahmahura time, right? The mode of goodness is, it's not that 100 years back, the mode of goodness time was from like evening hours or late night hours. It always like sun. It's not that in the past the sun was rising in the south, now it's rising in the east, right? So we have to align with ourselves with the timeless treasures or the timeless Shastra. So thank you, Karina, for your thoughts. What else? Any other thoughts, comments in these 4 verses we read today? Are you relishing? It's a little bit hard for me to speak anything on these verses.
Yes, Prabhuji, it was beautiful.
Okay, so let's meditate. Let's go to bed thinking of the mood of the gopis, thinking of that separation, thinking of they're asking, oh, the creepers, have you seen my Lord? Oh, have you seen, right? Thinking of that separation. Let's try to meditate until Monday when we read the 5th verse and see, will they find Kṛṣṇa? Like try to go in the Leela. Will they find Kṛṣṇa? Where is Kṛṣṇa gone? Right? Why is Kṛṣṇa missing in action? Right? How will they find? Who's going to help? Right? Let's see on Monday. Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveti Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Dai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Ancha Kalpataru.
Vasanubheva cha, Patitana Mahāprabhu,
Vaishnavi.
Vaishnava.
Yo Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.